Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This whole thing was a bit of a kerfuffle, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah! I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? It's been a while since I've worn this one in a review. It's boom! It's my Puppet Master shirt. Yeah! From the Puppet Master film franchise. I love the Puppet Master films. I love some of the Puppet Master films. Mostly the original 6 or so. Those are the really good ones. That was back in the day when you could actually have, sort of mid-level horror films and other films and stuff, and they would work with big studios, and, you would actually get really nice products. Whereas now, with films today, it's basically mega projects and then super tiny projects. A lot of the middle ground has been killed off. But yeah, the Puppet Master series, near and dear to my heart. I've been a fan ever since I was a kid. Which is kind of weird because Chucky scared the ever-loving shit out of me. But for whatever reason, the puppets, I just dug them. Thought they were super cool. And yeah, man, like literally the first time I ever rented something with me and my dad when we went to Blockbuster together, I rented one of the Puppet Master movies. So, got a shirt. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why was it a kerfuffle? Well, it was kerfuffle because I decided to go over there and order some food from a favorite place of mine, a local spot. And I decided to order through an online ordering app called Seamless, ironically, because I went over there, waited the appropriate amount of time, all that good stuff, went to the location, and they had no idea what was going on. And I didn't have any idea what was going on. We eventually got sorted out, and then eventually I got a ring from Seamless saying, hey, sorry, on our end we screwed something up, and blah, 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 blah. So, thank you to the fine folks of, oh, by the way, the place in question that I went to, it's called Placita Taqueria. And thank you to them for being so accommodating. They were very awesome. I apologize to them, again, if any of them happen to see this. Because, I don't know, it wasn't my fault, but anyway, it's boom! What did I get from La Placita? It is their, oh, yeah, boom! It's their chimichanga dinner. Oh my god, look at it. It's so amazing. Yes. And I have had their chimichanga dinner before, but this is specifically their chimichanga al carbon, which is one of their specialties, which I guess el carbon means cooked over charcoal. So I don't know. I'm not sure what that whole thing is, but boy, oh boy, does this look amazing. Oh, and what with this being a spot for a review for a local spot, that means it's going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local spots. But let's get a thing for the thing as best we can. Looks like that. We'll kind of and let's give it a go. Oh, it's so sloppy and amazing looking. And yeah, I love this place. And the only reason why I hadn't reviewed something from here up until now is because I was certain that I already had. Like, in my head, I was 100% sure that I had. When I went through and looked at my videos, nope, hadn't occurred. I need a knife. Because this is definitely a fork and knife. Knife! Fork. This is definitely a fork and knife kind of deal. But yeah, they're a very cool spot. I used to get breakfast from them pretty regularly. All right. Oh, it's so sloppy. So sloppy. This is what you want, man. Let's get this. Alright. Oh, didn't quite get through it on the bottom. Do have to be a little bit careful. Don't want to cut through the styrofoam. There we go. Alright. Now, let's get in. Oh. Oh, that's heavenly. That's so good. Now, folks, I'm a man. I love a chimichanga. Friend of mine, Drew, he went over there. He introduced him to me, much to, I'm sure, my health's detriment over the years. I'm always trying to find good chimichangas. Whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, if it's on the menu, I got to get it. And I've had them prepared all different ways. I don't think I've ever had one I've disliked, but, varying levels. La Placita definitely has some of the best chimichangas I've had. They are insanely decadent and so good. And I can see where the El Carbon comes from. Because like I said, I've had their chimichangas before. You can get with steak or you can get with chicken. Usually I'll do the steak. But this, I can tell. The steak, it tastes steakier. It was definitely prepared somewhat differently. And like, I don't know if it was, again, maybe it was just, grilled over charcoal, that whole thing. I don't know how that whole thing works. Maybe it was marinated or something, but it definitely has like a greater punch of flavor. And it's usually really good anyway, but oh my God, this is fucking delicious. And it's been a little while since I've been to this place, so when I realized my error that I hadn't actually been here, or hadn't gone over there and done a review for this place, I was like, oh man, I need to get in there and I need to get myself, no! It is so sloppy. But it's so good. Like, the sauce is fantastic. Sorry. The sauce is fantastic. It's like tomatoey and rich and like a little bit tangy. There you go. You do get those end pieces sometimes on a chimichanga that are just a little bit more, they want it a little bit more than the rest. Let go. I'm trying to do a show. Oh no. This is why I need to get like an actual plate or something when I do these. All right, there we go. Let's get in on this again. Yeah, and it's cheesy and amazing. And just that fried tortilla. I mean, chimichangas have got to be one of the least healthy things in the entire universe. They are one of the best tasting things in the entire universe. And La Placitas, I love them. Always cooked really well. Like I said, the steak, very steaky. The tortilla, nice and crispy in places from that fry. And it's just so rich and so decadent. Every mouthful is full of just like blissful flavor. It is really, really good. And yeah, whatever they do with the El Carbon version of this, that's what I'm getting from now on. It does cost a couple bucks extra. Fine. It's worth it. Because as much as I've always really enjoyed La Placita's chimichangas, this I think is probably the best tasting one I've had. This is it's so good. I have to put the thing down. Putting it down! But, all that said, two questions have to be asked. I mean, they don't really, but, for the format of the show. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. In fact, and if you watch my channel, you probably know what's coming already. But, if you don't, I'm calling this the business. And folks, if you don't know what that means, when I refer to something as being the business, that means it's pretty much perfect, You can maybe tweak it a little bit here or there, do a little this, do a little that, but fundamentally, it's just a perfect item. And like I said, I love a chimichanga, and I've had them from some great places over the years, but La Placitas have to be some of the best. They are exactly what I want out of it. They're rich, they're decadent, they're super flavorful. And again, now going with the Chimichanga El Carbon, that is such a difference maker in a way that, like I said, I was not expecting, because I always really liked their stuff. But as soon as I bit into that extra level of steaky flavor that I was getting, that just blew it off the fucking hinges, man. They're a great spot, and I mean, I knew I was going to love this, but it exceeded my expectations, even having been there plenty of times. And if I'm recommending it, I am 100% recommending it. I think that La Placita is one of those places that, I'm really fortunate. I have a lot of really great Mexican restaurants around me, and I've reviewed any number of them. And, each one kind of does their own thing and, different specialties and stuff. And I've had some really, really great food from all of them. But I have to admit, man, La Placita is like, it's one of the places that in my daily life, I recommend people go. If they're in the area and they're looking for good Mexican food, I will typically go over there and say, well, you got, maybe this place and, maybe this place. Oh, but La Placita, I always put that little extra emphasis on it because I've never had anything I've disliked from them. And this might be my favorite thing I've ever had from them. So I'm 100%. If you happen to be living in the area and you want some really good Mexican food, again, lots of great places, but La Placita should be on your radar because they do a really good job. On top of that, they're right next to a Mexican supermarket, so they literally just go over there and get their supplies right there. It's very cool. And again, really nice people. I can't say enough good things about them. And again, to them, I apologize for the seamless thing and all that bullshit and stuff like that. So thankfully we worked it out. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly chimichanga-tastic rest of your life. Because who doesn't like chimichangas? They're a little bit overplayed because of the whole Deadpool association, but final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what I want you to go out and do is go over there and yell at Grubhub and Seamless and all these dumbass fucking apps so they can get their goddamn shit together, man. Seriously, never mind that they charge an arm and a fucking leg for half this stuff, and it's ridiculous. And then they go over there and they sort my thing out with La Placita. They're like, oh, and we'll give you a $5 credit. A $5 credit in 2025 from Grubhub. So that could buy me half of nothing. So, and you guys called me way after I was already at the restaurant. If you'd gone over there and given me a fucking shout beforehand, I could have, sorted things out. Where's a present? But anyway, bye.